So now we know who the 16 cars are who will race, and it's time to get them laddered up. This is a fun pair here, or quad here, Joe. Taylor Vetter, the Las Vegas native, in the blown car in lane 1. Ron Anderson's in lane 2. Johnny Ahten is in lane 3. Joe Costello is in lane 4. No, I'm kidding. And Michael Burns is in lane 4. And while it's a little quiet, I want to talk about Michael Burns' car, because it's not a car we get to see a whole lot out here on the tour. But I think it's cool. You see the side of that white dragster in lane 4. It says, "Let's Roll Racing." On the back wing, it says, "Never Forget." Everybody remembers 9/11. Mike Burns was an airline pilot who was supposed to be in the air on September 11th. So they run that car. They run that car as a tribute to everybody who lost their lives on September 11th, and after the fact, our first responders who continued to suffer. Of course, "Let's Roll," the famous line that Todd Beamer uttered on the phone right before they took the final airplane and kept it from causing even more damage.
From hitting the Pentagon, which we all remember that day. And, you know, as we are at a world in struggle and strife and think back on all those moments, it is great that they are doing that. And I'm so happy that Mike Burns is obviously still with us and out here racing and using that moment for positive energy to this day. You know, sometimes some things, like you see the Ukraine on the front of Justin Ashley's car, little moments, they're uncomfortable to think about. We're all out here having a good time. But that's exactly the point.
It reminds you not to take this for granted.
That's exactly right, that we are here because people have fought and given their lives for our freedom and the opportunity to come out here and live the way we do, and we absolutely love it. I think that's great about drag racing, that we always recognize that. But I will give credit to Mike Burns. That was, I don't know if something went wrong in the burnout there.
Same burnout he's done all weekend.
Really?
Yeah, he short burnouts it and is on the brake pedal. And I don't think I've seen that car have to back up once this weekend. He might have rolled a little far there, but it looks like they're setting the idle and they're good.
What was interesting is that when you said he hit the brake pedal, he stops the burnout from happening.
Yeah, well, you know, these cars have handles like Top Fuel cars. But yeah, I mean, he has to be on the brake when he hits the throttle to do the burnout to get it to stop that quick. It's pretty impressive.
Very interesting. Meanwhile, Plan B Motorsports' Taylor Vetter over here in lane number 1, number 10 qualifier, young lady, getting her feet wet in the top alcohol dragster category, making more runs, gaining experience, blower car, and very exciting. First 4 wide.
Home race for Taylor. Ron Anderson in lane 2. They made a great 539. That's a newer Copeland chassis they've been kind of chasing over the last year. Johnny Ahten in lane 3, 542.3. His dad continued to try to get after that race car, and Mike Burns over there in lane 4.
What a quad. Here we go. 532.6, Johnny Ahten gets there first. 532.6, Taylor Vetter. Side-by-side 532s in lane 1 and lane 3.
Wow.
What a quad.
And look at that, Joe. 5 dueling 532.6s in lanes 2 and 3. And when you have a run that's tied to the thousandth of a second, what's the tiebreaker?
The mile per hour.
And look at the mile per hour. Taylor Vetter ran 275.11, and Johnny Ahten ran 275.06. And by proxy of that, Taylor Vetter right now would pick her lane over Johnny Ahten in a quad tomorrow. I mean, there's a lot still to happen, but if that ends up being the deciding factor, that Taylor Vetter gets lane choice over Johnny Ahten by 0.05 mile per hour in the first quad, wow.
And they were both higher than top speed of the meet previously.
Yes.
That was good stuff. And a 554 over there in lane number 2. And the other one flashed off before I got it.